Okay, so I'm doing an interview for my college essay writing class, and I was wondering if you consent to this interview being recorded and possibly shown to my college essay writing class at West Bloomfield High School. And this is my grandma, Sabrina Zimbeck, who I'll be interviewing today.
I absolutely consent. In fact, I'm honored to do the interview with you. My name is Sabrina Zimbeck. I am Director of Labor Relations and Employee Relations at Forvia. It's a Tier 1 automotive supplier. I have been in the labor and employee relations field for over 20 years. I chose this career in labor relations focus so that I could pursue the HR aspect of it, and it's actually a good addition to becoming the HR profession. I have a master's degree in human resource management, which I obtained from Central Michigan University. I have a bachelor's degree in business administration, which was obtained at Northwood University. And I also have an associate's degree in paralegal studies, which was obtained at the Detroit College of Business and Paralegal Studies.
Thank you. And is writing something that you do in order to communicate within your profession? And if so, in what ways do you find it important?
Absolutely. Writing is a critical part of human resource field. It is important when you're responding to employees and outside organizations to be well written, accurate, and within the legal limits of the laws.
Alrighty. And are you able to use writing in an expressive way within your profession?
Yes, I am able to use writing in an expressive way in my profession. The need to be creative when you're working on case studies and to articulate and role playing when you're doing scenarios and training employees is one of the ways that we use writing in our fields at Forcia.
Wow, that's great. And when was the time that you felt you accomplished something through your writing? Did you voice an important message, view, or ideal during this time?
Oh, absolutely. This was one of the most accomplished things that I've done was when I finished my thesis on my master's program. It's taken me a long time to get there because when you're working your way through school and you have to take your time and to pay for it once so you don't have these student loans. I felt accomplished afterwards because I let my employer know, and I was immediately promoted to a new position which required a higher level of education.
Wow, that's amazing. And how do you use writing to express things about your profession? Do you journal about your profession, document experiences, or make posts on social media highlighting your profession?
I use the writing on social media because when you're posting your profile out there, you need to write something that's attractive to others to let them be interested in what you're doing. So about my company, I will post things out there if it's something that I've accomplished about my company, because typically things within a company has to be approved by legal or communications before you post anything. So you need to be careful to get the proper permissions before writing anything about a company. But if it's personally about you, then it's okay.
Okay, thank you. And what is something that you struggle with in terms of writing when it comes to your profession? Do you struggle with delivery, objective, or clarity?
Sometimes I struggle in terms of writing when it comes to profession when the response is in a compliance investigation.
Okay.
Sometimes in a compliance investigation, you got to be careful not to say certain things to keep you and the company out of trouble. So, I mean, you have to be vague. You're talking about maybe two employees and one can't know that the other made a complaint against them. So I'm just saying be careful and cautious and within the laws of your writings.
Wow, that's very important to make sure everything stays in order. And has writing always been a part of your job, or have you made it a point to incorporate it into your job?
Well, actually, both. Writing is always a critical part of human resources. But since I started the paralegal studies first, I basically, when you're in a legal field, you want to make sure that you take all notes and try and document as much as you can, and not too much, because sometimes things can be subpoenaed and you have something out there that you don't want to get out there. But it's critical in the human resource field, and I just strive to write to the best of my ability at all times.
I love
It's very,
that.
very critical.
I'm working on that as well.
Hmm.
Have your writings helped, inspired, or taught others something? If so, how does that make you feel, and what impact has it had on your growth?
My writing has inspired, has been welcomed by others. A lot of my family members come to me and ask me to help them write a letter, help them, write an essay or, things like that. I've even helped the church when it comes to getting through some cases, being able to write deeds and things of that nature. So, and it's always appreciated. So when you can
Wow,
help somebody else, it is really, really making you feel good.
that's wonderful. And if you could give someone advice in terms of expressing oneself in a professional setting through writing, what would it be?
Uh, Whatever you're writing about, make sure you know your subject matter. There is nothing more important than writing about something and you don't know what you're talking about.
Right, that
You
is
need to make
important.
sure you know your subject matter. Make sure that you spell check, because you can have a perfect writing and make one small mistake and they don't remember anything else except that mistake.
Right, that could definitely
So,
stand out.
and I mean, you can be the best writer in the world, and if somebody sees a little and, but, or whatever out of place, or a missed comma, or a missed period, or a run on sentence, it's like, okay, what are you talking about?
Right, definitely cling on to that. And one last bonus question. Have you
Okay?
ever had to write something that you didn't get credit for?
Yes. There's a lot of things that you write that you don't get credit for.
I
um,
know it.
in work, I mean, you give credit to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So writing is not about getting credit. It's about enjoying what you're doing, and whether you get credit for it or not, if you enjoy writing, it doesn't matter where the credit comes in, because you reward yourself.
Right, that's
Okay?
awesome.
Always remember that.
Okay, I will.
Nobody has to give you credit for something that you've earned.
Right, right. Thank you for doing this interview.
You're welcome, and thank you for asking me. I mean, I'm actually honored.
Yes, you've inspired my career path, and I hope that with this information, I can apply it to what I want to do in my future as well.
Thank you. I think we should have more conversations about it.
Will do.
Okay.